Okay guys, today we're going to learn about how to square with imaginary numbers. And so basically, I guess since you're watching this you really don't know what imaginary numbers are. So what imaginary numbers are they're basically numbers that are squared. Like when you square them, they turn out to be negative. So let's write that down here, and then you probably should write this down in your notebook. Imaginary numbers. And then here's let's do that, and then here's the definition for it. Well, yeah, let's say it again. They are numbers when squared, when squared turn out to be negative. So let me show you a really quick example here. So if we have the square root of negative a, well, you really can't do anything with that negative sign there. So let's try getting rid of it. So what you would do is multiply the letter or the number on the inside, in this case it's a, by -1. So it looks something like this. Then you would go to separate -1 and -1 and a into two different square root signs. So it'd just be square root of -1 and then the square root of -a right next to it. And then from here, well, let's keep this in mind whenever we're doing this. -1 is equal to I. Well, I stands for imaginary number because that's a negative, and then, yeah, you should get it. So -1. So the answer would actually be I square root of a. Simple enough, right? Okay, let's do some practice problems. So we got, on your worksheet, you should be getting A, B, C, D, and E. Simple enough? Okay, let's do it. So problem A, the question is solve for square root of -1. Well, simple. What did we talk about up here? -1 is equal to I, and that's a -1. So the answer would actually be just I. That was easy. Wish I had the staples button, but I don't, so yeah. And then, so for B, the question was square root of -9. Okay, so how we go about doing this? This one's a little different. We actually do this cool tree branch system. So there's one branch, and then you just bring down the I, so you get rid of the negative. So pretend the negative's not there. So what's the square root of 9? It's 3, right? So you multiply, you just write this, 3 down here, and then you split it apart. And you try simplifying it. So if you had like, so 3 times 3 is equal to 9. Okay. So simple enough. So for this one, you just multiply this by this, so it'd just be 3i, and there's the answer. And then for C, the question is square root of -49. So we do the same thing we did for B. We just take out the I. Let's write a line here so we don't get confused. So take out the I like that, so that, and then 7 times 7 equals 49, right? So the answer would be 7i. Sorry if you can't see that. Yeah, I already just it, so don't worry, that's 7. The answer should be 7i. Simple enough. Now D is actually a little bit different. Well, yeah. See, okay, I had to readjust the camera there. Sorry guys. Let's go back to the video. It's just a square root of -2. Now we'd normally do what we did, just do that, but as you can tell, there's no perfect square. There's no whole numbers that you can multiply to get 2. So basically what we do here was just put the I on the outside, just write square root of 2, because we took out the negative, because we put the I down, so that's your answer. And E is actually the same thing, so it's the square root of -5, right? So we do the same thing, we bring down the I, it's right there, and then we just, so that's gone, so the answer would just be I squared of 5. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video on imaginary numbers.